Taurus, thank you for joining me for your July 2025 tarot reading. I am Tamara Larice. Thank you for joining me here on my channel. Welcome in, welcome back. I want to let you know before we get started that I am channeling the Higher Self Collective for the information from Spirit of the energy you're working with this month when it comes to creating your reality. And I have an exciting announcement that I have created a beautiful space for us to be able to come together, ask questions from that Higher Self Collective, where you can learn universal truths. You'll be able to align with your divine path and be able to magnetize and attract versus hustling. Hustling is such an old way of doing things, and it is slow going when it comes to getting what we really want. So when we align with our higher self and know how to tune into that energy, then we can, like I said, magnetize our desires to come to us, and we live a much easier, much more fruitful and enjoyable life. So if that is interesting to you, please join me in that Higher Self Collective private space. The link is in the description box below. The first transmission will be on July 27th, and I look forward to seeing all of you there. Those who join before the 27th of July will receive founder status. You will be able to have founder pricing and receive a gift from me, 5 steps to finding your purpose. This is a gift from me to you, but channeled by the Higher Self Collective. Okay, so very good information in there, and we'll be diving even more into that material as we come together. So without going any further on that, let's go ahead and tap into this deck, the Spiritual Tarot deck, to get the message for you and find out what those energies look like for you for the month of July, Taurus. Let me go ahead and change this camera view. There we are. Okay. Oh, bottom of the deck here. I don't know if that was, that definitely wasn't intentional, but there are no mistakes. And that's the 10 of Wands. It's time to go into a period of rest when it comes to what you've already built. Let go of the struggle. Absolutely. It's time to let go of the struggle. Of course, you guys have already we've talked about this a few times. Everybody, I'm sure, is talking about this with you. Uranus is finally coming out of your sign as of today. Congratulations. You made it. You graduated. You didn't die. You're still here. And you are a much more refined version of yourself. You are also more interested in change than ever before, and I say that as a fellow Taurus as well. Okay, here is your coin, your little emblem, and the first card we have on its side is the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. Let's get a second card for Taurus, please, Spirit. Ooh, all 5. 2 5s. 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. And Justice. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. You're definitely, well, I want to say that the struggle is real for you right now. There is probably this feeling of a squeeze going on in the month of July, but what it really seems to me like is there is a little bit of baggage that you're still trying to let go of, some lingering feelings of regret, even grief. These are heavy emotions that come from something from the past that you're wanting to let go of or trying to let go of. This on its side, you're trying to let go of those. And you're definitely wanting this new way of life here. And certainly that's the outcome for you. We'll get clarifiers in just a moment, but it does feel like you're fighting it. There's still a bit of a fight going on within you rather than being able to just relax and let the river take you. Okay. And that river is the river of well-being. It is of higher consciousness. And oh my God, of course, why wouldn't it be? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool. Yeah, you're starting something brand new. And yes, while Uranus has taught you a lot of things about being able to embrace change, there still looks like this final little piece, this last little nugget that's ready to go. and you will 100% be on a brand new journey within yourself. And this is a brave step. You know that you're taking a big, brave, bold step, and that's probably why you're fighting it, is because maybe it seems a little bit bigger than you wanted to be. You wanted it to be at this point. It's kind of requiring more of you. It's requiring something that comes from the Scorpio side of you, the shadow side. Maybe taking a look at that shadow a little bit. Scorpio is your opposing sign. It is 180 degrees across the zodiacal wheel from you. And so that is your shadow side. And Scorpio is a very powerful card. I mean, you're a very powerful energy as well. But Scorpio really wants you to kind of, I guess it's somewhere in between grasp something and let go of something. Maybe that's what you're feeling. Why the fives represent both the conflict and then the liberation. So grasping something and letting go of something to put you on this karmic journey. So let's go ahead in this new path of yours. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers so we can go deeper with this message. It certainly is a profound one for you here, the month of July. So it's an extremely pivotal month for everyone. It's no joke. July is not a joke. Even though a lot of planets are going into retrograde this month, it still feels like there's a lot of pressure for accepting change. I guess it comes down to acceptance, doesn't it? All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here. The Knight of Wands, the Sagittarius energy, and again, Sagittarius energy with the Eight of Wands. Yeah, so I think that there have been times here in the recent past, and let's go ahead and just call it what it is. The last 7 years that Uranus has been in your sign, because there's so much changing, and it's been fast changing. Both of these are extremely fast cards. Okay, so the fastest moving energy in the deck. And as you've had to make these changes, you've been called to step in more and more and more of your authentic self. And I want to say, even show yourself more, be more visible to the outside world, rather than just being able to stay in your home and tend to your garden and tend to your things, which, Taurus is very good at building and maintaining the home environment, right? But you're being asked to go out there. You're being asked to take what you know and share it with the world, right? So other people can use what you know as an example, and inspire them. And there's been times where you have done this and it hasn't necessarily turned out as well as you thought it would, which means it's left you kind of holding some emotional baggage, as here we are in another scenario where the universe seems to be saying, go for it, Taurus, go for it. You've got what you need. You have everything that you need. It's time to go for it. And you're like, wait a minute. I listened to you, universe, in the past. I listened to this previously, and I started something and I did some things and I took myself out there and I got out of my comfort zone, and it didn't turn out to be as safe as I thought it was. Okay. And when I talk about safe, I mean, like, you want to know for certain what your material life is going to look like. Okay. You want to know for sure to be able to plan, where you're going to be, how much you have to spend, what that budget's going to look like, the things, material resources, right? You want to know for sure what your environment looks like and what your resources you have in that environment. And what you have been learning is that your connection with a solid ground is within, and yet you keep taking these actions externally, and then it still isn't coming from the external as much as you thought it would. So let's go ahead and let's dive into that Five of Wands a little bit further. Conscious co-creation, the power of decision within the Lover's card, and the Sun. So remember, I said that there is conflict and liberation. And here we have the Sun is here reversed in this card and upright in this card. So the Five of Wands is about where you are definitely in a learning curve. And this learning curve is how you turn thoughts into things, What is the precise amount of pressure to apply to a situation? What is the amount that I let go? What is the amount I push forward? What is the amount that I try? What is the amount that I let go? What exactly is the precise recipe when it comes to co-creating with the universe, with higher consciousness? And this is still, you're still in a little bit of a learning curve. Now you're taking it to another realm. In fact, now Uranus is moving into your second house. It's moving into your sign of resources, which you're the natural ruler of, right? You're the native ruler of the second house. And now Uranus is going into that house for you. Which is Gemini, and Gemini is here now in this card. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be learning in a much faster pace than you had been with Uranus in your sign, which was very slow go. A much faster pace of co-creating with the universe. Okay. And it's trial by fire. It's trial by fire. But I will tell you that with the sun here and potentially with that justice card as your outcome for this, failure is not an option or even a potential here. It seems to me that truly have gained what is necessary on the inside for your ultimate idea of success to be in your reality. Okay, let's go ahead and get clarification on justice. What is this justice saying to us? Where is this energy taking you? Because this is where you've been, this is where you are, and this is where it's all going. Okay. And this is the driving force. Clarifiers, please, for justice, Spirit, for our Taurus, the month of July. What is justice here for? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Here we have the Five of Wands, the same card reversed. That's the liberation, the moment of. I want to say, as soon as that gavel strikes, boom, the decision is made. The struggle is over. The power is in decision. Oh, what did I just say? The power is in the decision. Oh my God. And at the bottom of the deck, what do we have again? The Five of Cups. What you're doing here in the month of July, Taurus, this is truth. This is the justice is the higher octave of this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a new decision based in a revelation or a truth. Okay. And the truth is that you don't have to fight your way through. You already do have the ability to consciously create. That's visible here with the sun upright. You have consciousness pouring through you, life force energy pouring through you that holds the intelligence. Your role in this, Taurus, this revelation, when you lay down the wand and you stop struggling and fighting, the revelation here is that you're not looking for protection. Let's make that very clear right now. And if there's something inside of you that wants to continue to look for protection through your actions, that's not ever what you're going to get. The idea of protection has been so skewed that let's go ahead and sweep it out the door. Let's go ahead and just let go of that word or that idea or that intention, okay? Because life is always going to change. Something new is always going to be at the forefront. And now, like I said, it's going to be moving faster than ever before. Faster than it has been in a long time. Certainly with unprecedented things coming up, right? So the truth is, as such, when you follow the feeling of what it feels like, when you are able to recognize the feeling of source, your higher self, life force energy, and this comes in the form of thoughts, ideas, and then inspired action. Okay. And sometimes maybe you thought that you were taking inspired action before, but there was still such turbulence within you. There was still such maybe a negative self idea of self, or self-doubt, that it was filtering through, that it wasn't as able to expand as much as you had thought it had the potential to. Okay. So now what we're looking at here in the month of July is your ability to connect with the feeling and the truth that moves through you as you're able to discern that connection with your higher self. What does that feel like? That's how you then know exactly where to take the next step. And what we have here is taking that step versus looking at what it looked like in the past and expecting a potential failure from the past. Even more, this goes even deeper than that. What does it feel like to not take the action? And I think that that's probably the recognition that you're going to come to in the month of July here, Taurus, is recognizing how it feels to not take the action as inspired by source, as inspired by your higher self. What does it feel like to cut yourself off with a negative, self-talk, with a negative, track going on in your mind? What does it feel like to cut yourself off from that connection versus following through because it simply feels good? The truth is that you don't have to struggle. And any struggle that you're coming up against is your decision. Your decision. Justice here is a simple cause and effect. She's also ruled by Venus, just as you are. But it's simple cause and effect. You do this, that's the outcome. You do this, that's the outcome. Okay. It's very benign. It's very sterile in as far as emotions are concerned. When you fight, you're in struggle. When you fight for what you've got or what you want, you're in struggle. When you hold yourself away from the co-creation with the universe, the co-creation with your higher self, it feels very painful. It feels very low. This is the Lord of disappointment. Do you want to keep feeling disappointment, or do you want to feel the feeling of keeping up with your higher self? That's the decision that's coming here, because it's going your outcome is based on what you decide, and nobody else can decide it for you. Nobody else can create for us. We're going to go ahead and pull from the Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms and find out if there's any other messages here. If there's something that Spirit wants to add to this. Any other message for Taurus? There's still another card here. There's one more card, at least one more card. Okay, there it is. Nine of Cups reversed. So we have the Star card, the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups reversed. Okay. Okay, I see the message. What's at the bottom of the deck here? Page of Swords. Higher perspective. Gaining truth, gaining insight from a higher perspective. That's fantastic. I like that for you. I really do. Okay. All right. So message here is, this final message is, the star is your guiding light. This is your goal. Let's call it that. Okay. This is your higher self has a vision. You have now privilege to that vision through your imagination and ideas that Source has given you, and given you those ideas also come with a strong potential. Okay. And you can see it, you can sense it, and that's your goal. Okay. We're going to put it at the top of the vision board, what your higher self is. This is the goal. Okay. The Six of Pentacles really is where the requirement comes from in order to, I want to really balance this out. Really balance this out, okay? So the Six of Pentacles is a card of both receiving and giving. Receiving and giving. It is an equal flow of give and take, okay? You see smoke coming in here and maybe it's going out there, okay? So there's a flow, an ebb and flow to give and take, receive and give, receive and give. And it's giving from a full cup, okay? Not just giving for the sake of giving, to be kind and to be generous. I mean, sure, we want to be those things, but if we're not doing it from a place of being able to take in what we need for ourselves, that'll be that empty cup. Source wants to fill your cup up and has a lot to give to you and a lot to give through you. So I think that may be a change of perspective here with this Ace of Swords. It's also like a perspective or truth that you have never seen before. It's new. It's brand new. Aces are brand new. So what we're seeing here is how Source, your higher self, has it all, has the goal very clear. It's being broadcasted to you very clearly. And your perspective shift is that it's not up to you to make it happen. You're not the one forcing it to happen. It's going to happen through you as you allow it. So you receive and then it gives through you, right? It's coming through your body. The Nine of Cups reversed tells me that this is not just an idle hope. This is not just something that you only emotionally connect to and then it never comes into fruition. Kind of like the feeling of like yearning or aching for something. I want to get a little bit more clarity on that Nine of Cups here, because there's a few things that are coming in for it. Yeah, wands. Here we have the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups again. I almost didn't look at that. We have the Knight of Wands here, along with the Knight of Wands there. 10 of Wands, which is the card I had seen originally, which is about over committing yourself. It's overly laden, heavily carrying the burden of responsibility is getting in the way of you seeing the timing here. Okay, so if we're looking at that Nine of Cups and going, okay, so the Nine of Cups would be an emotional connection to something, emotional connection to your hopes, wishes, and dreams. And maybe it's about you kind of being a little bit worried or concerned that you can't emotionally connect with it because you don't want to let yourself down. You don't want to let yourself down again. So you're watching. You want the information to show you. You want to stand back. You want to put a little bit of pressure, make a little bit of a decision, make a little bit, dip your toe into whatever this thing that the universe is asking you to do, this new big brave step. You're kind of wanting to dip your toe into it without overly committing because you don't want to let yourself down again. And yet, I think that it's so simple. The truth and the reality is so simple. The decision to feel what it feels like. I'm going to go ahead and change this camera view right now so that we can see each other here. Okay, Taurus. So this may be a little bit overstated in this reading, but it is. It's really simple, and I don't think that hearing it over and over again is a bad thing, right? We need to hear things. I need to hear things several times before it really sinks in. So It's super simple. It's super simple. It's much more simple than you want to make it. Yes, you have a call. Yes, you have to be a bigger version of yourself than ever before. It's time for you to step out yet once again. And it's time for you to trust, okay, that you have what you need to do this thing, okay? You don't need to feel like it's your responsibility to make it happen, though. Being able to literally discern what it feels like to be in divine concert with that feeling of the connection with your higher self and allowing that intelligence to move through you and let it create through you. That's all that wants to happen with us. It's all that wants to happen with us as humans. That's our job, is to have ourselves open to the idea and be refreshed by the action that we get to take as life force energy moves through us and animates us. Okay. Being able to really hone in on that, Taurus, is going to be a vital element to how you proceed moving forward. Okay. You have to let go of the way that things have turned out in the past. You have to get on board with feeling good and allowing yourself to make that connection every day through meditation. Okay. Make that connection every single day and do not deviate. Anything that takes you away from feeling low again or in doubt, stay away from it. Okay. Go back to something that inspires you, pull back, and try not to overcommit yourself in what you are about to launch. Okay. This is not, it's not up to you completely. It's you that gets to be involved with this because you're interested in it. That's how our higher self works. Your higher self will pull in the resources of the universe and move that consciousness through you. That's what the sun represents. So that you get to have pleasurable and enjoyable, perfect divine timing experiences. Remember, this card was reversed. You're kind of holding it back. You feel like it's your job. You feel like, oh my God, I have to do this thing. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. Here we go again. I don't know if it's going to turn out. That type of thinking. Okay, Taurus. And that's what's getting in your way. A source and consciousness says, hey, you just let me move through you and you get to have all the enjoyment of doing this. And it's going to turn out so much better and more, I want to say abundant, even more abundant, because again, we're going into like a lot of focus in your money house, your house of earnings. We also have Pluto in your house of the 10th house of career and reputation and how you're seen in the world. So yeah, it's time to just let go. Find inside yourself where it feels good and let that energy move through you, because whatever's being created through you is going to be something fantastic. And you just get to be on board with the journey of it all. You do. Okay. And why you? Why you? Because you have the interest in it. You are the one that's been asking the questions and receiving the answers. You're interested in whatever this is that source is about to create through you. It's your interests that picks you. Again, we go back to karma. I am focused on this. I have interest in that. I like this. Source picks that up and says, yeah, I know you like that. There's a lot of desire and there's a lot of potential in that. And it gathers and gathers and gathers all of the energy and the resources and connections and all the things that are required in order for this to become your reality. And it wants to move that energy through you, and you get to watch your external world shift and change before your eyes. That feels pretty incredible, doesn't it? That feels a whole lot better than being in doubt. And that right there is when your 9 of cups turns over. It is the emotional connection inside of your body with your higher self that needs perfect clarity and an absolute certain decision on your part that that's what you're going to do from here on out. And every action that you take will be an inspired action, and you won't have to struggle and fight and then be in strife any longer. Okay, keep coming back to the feeling of connection with divinity. You're the Hierophant in the major arcana. That's what you do. You divine information for other people. You divine rituals, you divine processes, you divine what it is that you're going to build for other people, right? Structures for others. And for yourself, sure. You're the builder. But you're not just building just anything. You're building what is being called to be built through you by Source, God, the loving intelligence of the universe. So just define that feeling, emotionally connect where it's going to feel uplifting, and allow your body to be open and be an open vessel for the co-creation of the universe. And you're going to enjoy the ride. You will. You're going to enjoy the ride. I love you so much, Taurus. Thank you so much for your likes and subscribing to my channel. Please do comment and let me know how this resonates with you. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.